Good evening, good evening, good evening, millionaires. Good evening, millionaires. Okay, while we go live on, hold on. Is that too much? Okay, a bit of a glare. Good evening, good evening, good evening, millionaires. Good evening, millionaires. Okay, my name is Alma Nantwi. I go by Alma the CPA. I go by Alma the CPA. So literally 5 days a week, we bring you guys what we call so many different videos. This is not 7 minutes of success. We do that in the morning. This is all based around financial literacy. My name is Alma Nantwi. I go by Alma the CPA, right? So if this is your first time joining us, a little bit about myself. I'm born and raised Chicago, Illinois. CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant. Okay, Certified Public Accountant, a super duper hard exam, nationwide exam to become a CPA, right? Which is actually the highest level that you can achieve in the field of accountancy, because you actually have to have your master's degree in order to even sit to take the exam, right? So like before you even pass or anything like that, you gotta at least have a master's degree to even sit down. Okay, so welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to yet another edition of Good Evening Millionaire. So welcome to everybody on Facebook. Welcome on IG, and welcome, of course, on YouTube. Good evening, millionaires. So why do we call each other millionaire, right? Because everything happens 3 times, okay? So the first time it happens in your mind. That's why we say millionaire minded. The second time is, the second time is on paper, right? You want to write it down and make it plain. The second, hey, good evening from Florence, South Carolina, right? The second time is on paper. Right, I'm dropping the phone. Second time is on paper, and the third time is in execution. So I'm personally in my execution phase. So good evening, good evening, good evening, millionaires. Good evening, millionaires. So we bring you guys these financial education, financial literacy videos every single weeknight, right? Monday through Friday. Okay, I totally believe in each one, teach one. We can change the world. So all we have to do is apply this information. A lot of times, especially when it comes to financial education, it's one of those things that people, we weren't taught this stuff in school, right? And then after we get a certain age, we feel like we should already know it. So then we start to feel stupid. We don't even want to ask the questions, right? So, thank you for the shares on Facebook. Thank you. So go ahead, everybody. Put in the comments for me, good evening, millionaires, right? Greet your fellow millionaires. Let us know where you're calling in from. And why do we do that? Because environment is stronger than willpower. So you always want to be around like-minded individuals, and you'll never know when one of those like-minded individuals are right in your hometown. So go ahead, put in the comments, good evening, millionaires. Let us know where you're calling in from and all that good stuff, right? And make sure that you share the broadcast. Sharing is caring. And again, even if you know this information, you never know who does not know it, okay? So you want to make sure that you share the broadcast. Each one, teach one. We can change the world. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is actually a part 2. Part 1 was last week. So if you want to see the part 1, check out, it's on my YouTube page, which is Alma the CPA, right? Just search it out. Make sure that you're like on my page and it's not a page of somebody that so graciously reposted one of my videos, but you'll definitely find it if you go to Alma the CPA on YouTube. Okay, so welcome to the broadcast. If you are just joining us, we're going to go ahead and get started. So we are talking about, hey Donna, we're talking about the top financial warning signs. So again, now it's actually 12. It's 12 top financial warning signs. We did 6. You can catch the first 6 on my YouTube page if you search out Alma the CPA. Okay, I think it was last week, Tuesday. because we do them like literally 5 days a week. Okay, so top financial warning signs. Now, one thing that I will say with these warning signs, and you can see my previous posts as well, a lot of times in America, we don't realize that Americans do not realize that we are like one step away from a catastrophe. A lot of things that happen, homelessness and things like that, or just like, really out bad in our luck and stuff like that, it really happens over time. And a lot of times we don't realize it until it's too late. So these top financial warning signs will give you kind of a litmus test to see where you personally are and what it is that you actually need to do in order to get out of the situation. So thanks again for the shares, millionaires. Make sure that you guys give us a number. Now we're going to start with number 7 because again, number 1 through 6 is on my YouTube page. So check us out on Amma the CPA on YouTube. So number 6, okay, number 7. Give us a number 7 and a share. So put a number 7 in the comments and share the broadcast. Good evening, millionaires. Give us a number 7 and a share. Number 7, you borrowed money from your 401k. Now listen, I'm not saying that any one of these things is like a downright and out catastrophe, but what I will say is that one of these is like, it's a warning sign, okay? 2 is like you're in hot water. 3 or more is like you are literally about to drown and you just don't even know it. So you don't have to tell anybody. Right, you don't have to tell anybody, but you want to look at yourself and really get a hold or get a handle on your finances, because these are some of the reasons why we're living paycheck to paycheck. These are some of the reasons why we feel like we can never get ahead in life, because we have these warning signs that we completely ignore because we don't realize that they're warning signs, okay? So number 7 is you borrowed money from your 401k. Borrowed. Now listen, a lot of times people will say like, oh, I'm borrowing money and stuff like that. Hey, Wanda, birthday girl. Sorry, y'all, on Instagram. Love you, Wanda. And happy birthday. Y'all wish Wanda a happy birthday. Okay, so number 7 is you borrowed money from your 401k. Now, and I want to say borrowed like this, because 9 times out of 10, you aren't going to pay it back. You say like, oh, I'm going to pull it from here and I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to get repairs done in the house, or I just need to pay off some debt, or, something like that. 9 times out of 10, you won't pay it back. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, you may not even have the money to pay back. Okay, because think about like if you take out $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, however much from your 401k, where are you going to get that kind of money from? You've already been saving that money, for however long, right? You've already been saving that money for like 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, 18 years, 20 years. How are you going and now you need to borrow money? So you're already in some type of financial situation. So where are you going to get the money from to put this money back? So number 1, you probably won't pay it back. Number 2, you probably won't have the money to ever pay it back in a lump sum, right? In a lump sum, because remember, you've been putting in $50, $200, $300 every pay period. And number 3, let's not forget, you're losing out on your return on investment. So what is that? Your return on investment, your ROI. In a nutshell, that is basically the interest that you could be earning, right? That is accumulating on your money. So you put in $200, you already got $200, now you got $400 at 10% or whatever. You put in another $100, now you got $640 because of the interest, right? So it's interest on top of interest. Compounding interest is one of the, Einstein said it's the 8th wonder of the world. I have a video somewhere on that as well. You guys can check that out on my YouTube page. But the whole idea is that you're missing out on that interest that you will not be able to accumulate because you pulled out a whole big lump sum, okay? So I hope that's making sense to somebody out there. So give us a number 8 and a share. And we only have a few more. We won't keep you guys here too long, right? And actually, I have a whole nother call after this about a concept called income shifting. So definitely feel free to hop on that. Number eight is you make credit card purchases and you rationalize it like, oh, it's only another $100, right? Oh, it's only another $50. It's only another $200. When you start to rationalize putting debt onto a credit card, that's another warning sign. Okay, if you're just joining us, welcome to the broadcast and welcome to the replay. We're talking about the top warning signs that you may be in financial trouble, okay? So if you are putting money onto your credit card and you're like, oh, it's only another this, it's only another that, don't forget about the interest, right, that it's charging you. And then also think about if it's only whatever it is that you are rationalizing it to be, if it's only another 50, if it's only another 100, think about why you don't have only $50 in your bank account. Why do you not have only $100 to put towards whatever, right? So always think about that when you try to rationalize something like you're going to put it on your credit card and it's not that much. Think about if it's not that much, why don't you have it in your checking account to be able to spend it? Okay, so then that is another telltale warning sign, a financial warning sign. Okay, so give us a number 9 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. Give us a number 9 and a share. Welcome to the broadcast and welcome to the replay. Thank you for the hearts on Instagram. I appreciate you guys and thank you for the shares on Facebook. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. So make sure that you guys are sharing the broadcast as well. Okay, so number 9, give us a number 9 and a share. So on Facebook, right, or Instagram, y'all can do it too. Put a number 9 in the comments and give us a, I don't know if you can share. I don't know that too much about Instagram. This is my first week, so we'll figure it out. But definitely on Facebook, I know that y'all can give me a number 9 and a share. So put a number 9 in the comments and share the broadcast. Good evening, millionaires. Okay, so number 9, you skip one credit card payment to pay another. So think about it like this. Like maybe you don't have the money to pay your American Express, right? Or or maybe you have enough money to pay either your American Express or your Discover. Okay, so you're like either or, right? But then Discover has been calling you. Maybe you already missed the Discover payment the month before last, something like that. So you're like, let me go ahead and not pay this American Express and pay this Discover because they are already on my case, right? So if you get to a situation where basically you are making a willing, a well-aware judgment where you are saying, I'm going to pay this instead of this. And it's debt, it's a credit card, it's a bill too. It counts for bills too. Then that's okay. That's okay, Wanda. Right. Then definitely that is a telltale sign that you are in financial restraints, right? It's the top if you're just joining us, these are like the top financial warning signs, okay? So that's a problem if you're paying one debt, getting rid of one for another, right? So you want to make sure that if that is you, then you want to see what you can do to kind of change the situation now. Because again, if you're just joining us, 1 of these is a problem, 2 of these is an issue, 3 of these you are right out drowning and you don't even know it. A lot of Americans, we don't realize that we are in financial straits until it's already too late. And then that's when we look up and we're filing bankruptcy, and stuff like that. So you want to really look at these and give yourself like a real true analysis and see where you personally are. So give us a number 10 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. Give us a number 10 and a share. Okay, so number 10. Number 10 is oh, you charge more credit card debt than you can actually pay off. So think about it like this. So let's say, a lot of times people don't even realize, and please make sure you guys are sharing on Facebook. Good evening, millionaires. Give us a number 10 and a share. Put that in the comments for me, a number 10 and a share. Share it with on your personal page as well as with individuals that you know that may be experiencing some of these issues, or even if you don't know it because maybe they don't tell you, right? But you want to, you can just kind of send it to their inbox like, hey, maybe you should check this out, right? Each one teach one. We can totally change the world. So number 10 is you charge more credit card debt than you can pay off. Your credit card debt should really be, you should really just kind of be using it for building up your credit and stuff like that, to where you can use it for your business or like major purchases. So you don't want to, be using like, you don't want to get to a point where you are putting on your credit card $2,000 and then you can only send them $200. So if you're charging way more than you can pay off, that's a warning sign, because why are you putting so much on there? Now, if you put on there $300 and maybe you're like, okay, I'm gonna send them $150 this month and $150 the next month, then that's cool. But you don't want to get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm putting $3,000 on here this month because they just had these new shoes on sale, or whatever. And now you get to the point where you can only send them $30 or $50. Like, that's crazy. So that's actually another warning sign. And welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the replay if you are just joining us. My name is Alma, the CPA, right? I go by your favorite CPA's favorite CPA. So we're going over the top financial warning signs. A lot of Americans do not realize when they are in financial restraints until it's too late, or constraints until it's too late. And, that's when people file bankruptcy and stuff like that, because they just can't even get their head above water. So one of these is a problem, 2 is the issue, and 3, you are outright drowning. So we're almost done. Good evening, millionaires. Number 11, give us a number 11 and a share. Give us an 11 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. So put a number 11 in the comments on Facebook. And I think y'all can do it on Instagram too. And give us a share. I don't know. Whatever you can do on Instagram, do it. Give us a share. Okay, so 11. You don't have a plan to pay off your credit card debt. Now, at the end of the day, we should all have a plan. Okay, so even if you are putting on there like $3,000, $2,000, whatever, and you have $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 in debt, we should all have a plan to be able to say, I'm paying this much every single month and I'm going to be debt free by this specific date. If you don't have a plan to pay it off every single month or every single pay period and know when you are going to be completely debt free, then that is also a problem, millionaires. That is also another warning sign that you are in some type of financial situation. So we're going over the top financial warning signs. So any of these, you want to kind of rein it back in and get a better control to your finances. So last and definitely not least, number 12, give us a number 12 and a share. Now, this was part 2, right? This was part 2. So we did part 1 last week. And you can see the replay on my YouTube page. If you go to Alma the CPA, you can see it on there. So number 12 is you file exempt on your W-4, but, okay, you filed exempt on your W-4, but you are over the age of 20 and your parents do not claim you on their taxes. That's what exempt is for. Exempt is saying that somebody else is taking care of me, so I don't have to pay taxes because I don't make that much money, right? Somebody else is claiming me as a dependent on their taxes, so I'm filing exempt. Okay, so that's number 12. Now, most people that are that actually can file exempt are kids, college kids, high school kids that have jobs. It doesn't make sense for them to pay taxes when their parents are paying taxes. Okay, kids need to get all their money. But if this is you then that is another telltale warning sign that you are in some type of financial situation. You should not have to claim exempt because basically you're like, I just need all my money right now. I need all my money. Now, it's of course it's other ways where you can pay less, lower taxes, but you shouldn't just be paying no taxes at all. Somebody actually inboxed me the other day, a couple days ago, and they saw the video that I did on it's posted on YouTube, again talking about filing for exempt, and they asked me, so what if you have the money to pay for it every single time, right? If you have the money to pay for your taxes at the end of the tax season, is it still a bad idea? Okay, and so that was a very good question, right? So let me explain. Now, I already responded to them. So let me explain to all of you guys in case you have that same exact question. Yes, it is still a bad idea for you to file exempt on your taxes. And let me explain why. Number one, what if you don't have the money, right? When it's time for you to pay it, what are you going to do? Think about it like this. Now, that person may have the money every single time, but if you're in a situation where you were like, man, I need every single dime, I'm just filing exempt, so they are not taking anything of my taxes, and I need all my money right now. How are you gonna pay at the end of the year? Where is this money gonna come from? So 9 times out of 10, or maybe 8 times out of 10, you won't have it. Maybe you aren't spending it all and you're saving it. So that's the other two, right? So maybe you will have some money, but most people won't. Okay. Number two, right? Number two, why this is a bad idea. What happens is the government makes us pay a certain amount of taxes every single year. So if you don't pay that amount of taxes that they are expecting, then you'll have to pay an underpayment penalty, which means that you underpaid your taxes throughout the year, and they are upset about that, and they're going to fine you for it. So that underpayment penalty is if you pay less than $1,000 of the previous year, right? And I actually wrote it down to make sure that I'm telling y'all the right thing, because sometimes it changes. Okay, so you less than $1,000 of the previous year, right? Or at least 90% of the current year. So whatever is due. So let's say if just to break this down, and we'll go ahead and get out of here. So if last year's taxes, you have to owe less than $1,000 than you had to pay last year. Okay, so in a nutshell, like if last year was $1,000 and you owe $1,000, then you're good. If last year was $2,000 and now you owe $4,000, you're messed up. Okay, it has to be less than $1,000 of the previous year paid. Also, at least 90% of the current year. So let's say you file your taxes and they say, okay, well, you owe $100. At least 90% of that would have to be paid. So that's $90, right? Or 100% of the previous tax year. Okay, so it may be a little bit confusing. Definitely feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here to help. It's not important to me what type of business that you are in, how you make your money. I am really here to help. Feel free to reach out to me and I will help you in any type of way that I can. Anything related to personal credit, business credit, finances, taxes, and debt, right? All that good stuff, right? So I'm Alma the CPA. Always here to help your favorite CPA's favorite CPA. You can also always catch the replays on YouTube. But check out my video series at not We Are Millionaire Minded. Go there too. But check out my video series at almathecpa.com. Yes, reach out. Check out on almathecpa.com. It's a video series on increasing your cash flow, because a lot of us in these financial warning signs, we feel like we don't make enough money, but we really do. We just have a cash flow problem. We have a problem managing. So it's a free video series on there that you guys can actually check out. So make sure that you guys check that out. It's completely free. Also, join Dear Millionaire, which is the world's first free text message service on personal growth and self-development. All you have to do is text the number is 81010. And in the body of the text message, type out @MillMind, which is short for Millionaire Minded. But reach out to me. I'm always here to help. I'm Alma the CPA, your favorite CPA's favorite CPA. I'm going to see you guys in about 30 minutes on the income shifting call. For anybody that is curious, like, what is she talking about income shifting? What is income shifting? It's posted on my page. You guys can see the number right there. And I will see you guys in a